Alright, what's up everybody? It's your boy Akin and welcome to today's vlogs. It is time for me to give you my top 10 rankings for each position headed towards the 2016 NFL Draft. For today's vlogs, I want to talk about all of the offensive positions. And of course, I'm going to start things off with my top 10 quarterbacks. Now before I begin, I must say it's pretty hard to predict who will succeed at the quarterback position coming off of this draft class. Now there are some first round draft choices of this top 10, but I'm really concerned. I don't really see any big time sexy selections of this season. Now I'm going to start things off with number 10 from Louisiana Tech and Jeff Driscoll. He started off as a Florida Gator, was more of a running quarterback for the Gators, but then showed his prominence as passing quarterback for the Bulldogs. He actually had coming off a great season. Next up at number 9, Cody Kessler out of USC. He was actually one of my prospects, my top 5 prospects earlier in the season, but then I had to switch things up due to the performance of all the later quarterbacks and the performance of Cody Kessler. Dak Prescott is my number 8 quarterback out of Mississippi State. He had a great career as a dual threat quarterback for the Bulldogs. I think he could possibly be used at running back, but I still believe in his size. Great size at quarterback, decent arm strength, just needed to do a better job in his decision making and his accuracy. Next up, another big quarterback in Cardale Jones for Ohio State. A lot of people actually have him in their respected top 5 quarterbacks entering this year's draft. Now he does weigh over 250 pounds at 6'7", I believe. Definitely an amazing size, and he does have a strong arm. But like I said before, JT Barrett was the better overall quarterback between the two guys at the quarterback position. I'm a little bit concerned for Cardale Jones. He did have a lot of talent offensively for the Buckeyes, and I don't really see him as a true leader at quarterback. I think he's a good third or fourth round selection. I see him as a good backup quarterback at best for the National Football League, but he can prove me wrong. He was my number 7 quarterback. And number 6 from the NC State, Jacoby Brissett. He also started as a Florida Gator as well with Jeff Driscoll before transferring to the Wolfpack. I think he's a good he had a great career over the last couple of seasons for NC State, throwing the football pretty well. A couple of close key matches. He definitely has good passing ability, and that's why he's ranked number 6. Cracking up my top 5, I'm going to start from Penn State, Christian Hackenberg. Now he was a good prospect coming out of high school. He decided to come out his junior season, and I don't blame him. Due to the lack of effort on the offensive line, he struggled in recent seasons for the Penn State Nittany Lions, after especially coming off of a stellar true freshman season. We actually had high hopes for the last 2 seasons, but he struggled a little bit due to the poor play in the offensive line. At number 4 from Michigan State, Connor Cook. Now for some people, they thought that he should have came out last season, but decided to stay one more year to develop more as a pocket passer. He did do a better job of throwing the football this season, but we all seen the performance in that national championship against a great Alabama not national championship, but the game before the national championship against the Alabama Crimson Tide, in which he struggled a lot. And you're playing against a NFL type defense in Alabama. Because of that poor play, that's why I had to bump it back at number 4 in my personal opinion. At number 3 from North Dakota State as of today, Carson Wentz. Now he's definitely been catching a lot of people's eyes. I'm still wasn't completely sold until I saw the Senior Bowl practices he performed that week in Senior Bowl, as well as in the Senior Bowl game. He showed great pocket presence and a good leadership at quarterback, great strong arm, and he does have good size. Next up at 6'7", 245 pounds out of Memphis, Paxton Lynch. He's my number 2 quarterback. Some people have him at number 1, some people have him at number 3. I had to have him at number 2. I'm a little bit concerned in this one as well. He did have a great game, as I mentioned before, against Ole Miss at home, but he still been struggling in his overall on-field vision. He needs to do a better job in scoping the field a little bit better, and I think he could have had a lot of better matches as far as his passing ability. He can pass for some yardage, but he actually lacked a couple of games this season in passing touchdowns. And rounded up at number 1 from California, I'm going to have to go with Jared Goff out of the Cal Bears. He's 6'4", 210 pounds. He's not 230 pounds and up like the other big quarterbacks that I mentioned previous to him, but he's definitely, I believe, is the best passer coming out of college, in my opinion, this year. Best passing ability, but he does not have the biggest upside. Now I will give you some a couple loops here. I believe the quarterback who has the biggest upside is Carson Wentz out of North Dakota State because he had a great performance in Senior Bowl week overall. Out of all the quarterbacks, I think he definitely could be a good top 10 pick this season. He could, because he has a good upside, just like how Blake Bortles did coming out of UCF. Now, the player that I believe that could possibly bust is Paxton Lynch, in my opinion. Now, he does have excellent size. He does have that quarterback presence that you want. But like I said, he struggled a couple of times against weaker opponents this season, and he is coming out of the American Athletic Conference, which is a good conference overall this season. But I'm a little bit concerned because he had a couple of games where he did have over 300 yards passing, but only one or at best two touchdowns. He wasn't really a touchdown as the season progressed compared to the game against Ole Miss. Now I believe that I have one more announcement I need to give you. My sleeper this season, my sleeper at quarterback, I'm actually going to go with Vernon Adams out of Oregon. Now, he definitely has showed great leadership, and a lot of people are concerned because of his size. But he has a lot of similar traits as Russell Wilson out of Seattle Seahawks. Russell Wilson is an undersized quarterback as well, but he is a great leader, and he does make accurate passes, just like Vernon Adams. He started off his career as a great quarterback for Eastern Washington, and then before transferring to Oregon, and he had a good season. Had a couple of key matches in which he led the team to a couple of key victories this year. Now they didn't make it to a major bowl matchup, but this was a still I believe they had a 8 or 9 win season this year for the Ducks. Not bad in my opinion. I think this was a good Oregon Duck quarterback this past season, and he's actually going to be my sleeper this year. Also, another honorable mention was Brandon Allen out of Arkansas, but I decided to go with Vernon Adams instead as my top sleeper. Now, the next time to catch you guys will be in just a couple of minutes. I'm going to give you my top 10 running backs. Thank you for watching this vlog. I'm your man, Akin. Be easy.